Labrīt visiem! Es esmu šodien studijā, mani sauc Svetlana Riškova, un mēs šodien parunāsim par ilgtspējību un efektivitāti Baltijas restorānos. Šodien mums ir arī divi viesi, Pēters Pīhils no Igaunijas, restorāns Fotografiska, un Justīnas Kapkavičas no Lietuvas ilgtspējīgas akadēmijas. Sākšu ar savu prezentāciju. Un es gribētu koncentrēties vairāk uz efektivitāti un mazliet izstāstīšu par ilgtspējību, par savu pieredzi un par aizvakardienas arī ļoti interesantu meistarklasi, ko mēs esam noklausījušies. Mums ciemos bija kolēģis no Somijas, Alberts no restorāna Nola, un es esmu arī paņēmusi nedaudz no tā, jo es gribētu nedaudz plašākā auditorijā izstāstīt par to, ko mēs esam uzzinājuši. Tātad, mūsdienu profesionāla ēdināšanas uzņēmuma darbības pamatprincipi pēc maniem uzskatiem ir galvenais ir izglītošana. Vajadzētu izglītot darbiniekus, darba devēju un arī viesus. Un izglītošana ir tas pamats, jo mēs vairāk domājam par to, kā sadalīt atkritumus, kā efektīvi strādāt, jo vairāk arī mums būs panākumi. Tā ir arī plānošana, protams, un nedaudz aizņem laika, bet pēc tam ir ļoti labs rezultāts. Un ja mēs mērķtiecīgi strādājam pie tā, tad mēs varam padarīt neierasto par normālo. Tātad, manuprāt, šī ilgtspējība sadalās vairākos aspektos, kas ir ļoti redzami un izmērami, un kas varbūt nav redzami uzreiz, bet dod panākumus nākotnē. Tā ir darba procesu optimizācija, darbinieku motivācija un savstarpēja cieņa, atkritumu samazināšana, energoefektivitāte, efektīvo iekārtu izmantošana, ergonomika, kvalitāte un produktu diversifikācija, kā arī atbalstīt, protams, vietējos ražotājus un vietējos produktu audzētājus un pasūtīt tos produktus, kuri ir pēc iespējas atrast tuvākos, kas ir reģionā tuvākos savam uzņēmumam. Protams, arī domāt par sezonalitāti. Sākumā gribētu parunāt par to, ne tik ļoti varbūt izmērāmo, bet ļoti svarīgo par darba procesu optimizāciju. Tātad ir jādomā ne tikai par grafiku sastādīšanu, bet arī par darba procesu plānošanu, kas ir ļoti svarīgs moments, jo mēs efektīvāk ieplānojam savus procesus, savus darba uzdevumus ikdienā un vispār kopumā strateģiski, jo labāks mums būs rezultāts. Un tur ir ļoti svarīgs moments, ļoti svarīga sastāvdaļa ir mūsu komanda, pret kuru vajadzētu tā attieksmei vajadzētu būt cieņpilnai un arī efektīvai. Tātad, plānojot darba grafikus, ir jādomā, lai cilvēki nebūtu ļoti noguruši, lai viņi strādātu komandā ar skaidru un saprotamu mērci, ar skaidru saprotamu konceptu. Kā arī jēgpilni sastādīt darba procesus. Par šo man būs nākamais slaidiņš, tā kā vairāk arī iesaistot arī, protams, savas iekārtas. Kā arī šeit es minēju efektivitātes kalkulātoru. Tātad šobrīd tieši tiek izstrādāts efektīvas kalkulators, šobrīd sadarbībā ar augļu servisu, kur mēs rādīsim, kā var izreicināt, pieņemsim, cik ļoti aktuāli ir sūtīt izaivielas vai pasūtīt dažreiz varbūt jau ir gatavus kaut kādus sagrieztas lietas, sagrieztus produktus vai arī nomizotus produktus, kas būtu efektīvāki, nebūtu jātērē laiku uz to. Un tad mēs esam likuši formulu, kur mēs skaitam gan uzņēmumā tātad sēdvietu skaitu, gan darbinieku algu izmēru, tā kā pa pozīcijām, un cik darbinieki ir maiņā, cik kopumā ir darbinieki, cik mēs tērējam laiku uz to arī mazgāšanu, teiksim, ja mēs griežam kaut ko un mēs kaut ko tātad mizojam, un uz palīga personāla tātad algu izmaksām. Un tad mums būs pavisam drīz jau tāds modelis, kur varēs izmantot uzņēmumi, izreicinot to efektivitāti. Un tagad es gribētu izstāstīt mazliet, mana prezentācija būs vērsta vairāk tomēr šodien uz iekārtām, pat cik es strādāju pie projektu projektēšanas šobrīd un arī pie konsultācijām. Tāpēc es domāju, ka es varētu padalīties ar savām zināšanām, kas ir iekrātas pēdējos gandrīz 4 gadus, un nedaudz atvērt to iekārtu pasauli, nedaudz iepazīstināt vairāk ar jūs ar to, ko es zinu, un cerams, ka tas būs noderīgs. Tātad sistēma cook and chill, vai arī gatavot un atdzesēt, ja, kas ir daudziem varbūt zināma, bet es gribētu nedaudz vairāk iedziļināties tajā jautājumā ar domu, kad tā sistēma varētu būt ne tikai ērta un ne tikai var pagatavot garšīgus ēdienus, bet arī efektīvi plānot procesus. Tātad, ja mēs izmantojam šo sistēmu, kas ir principā krāsns un ātrdzesētais, tad mēs varam no rīta plānojot sagatavus, uzreiz sataisīt sev uz vakaru, uz servisu to, kas kas no rīta ir, varētu to ieplānot, kā piemēram sacept lielus gabalus ar gaļu, pagatavot sous tehnoloģijā dažādus produktus. Un tad servisā mēs varam tikai ātri pabeigt savu ēdienu un attiecīgi pasniegt viņu un izmantot mazāk enerģijas vakarā, jo tradicionāli, kā ļoti daudzi arī es darīju un joprojām daudzi dara, kad apcepot katru, piemēram, gaļas gabalu vai kaut ko un liekot krāsnī, liekot temperatūru un laiku, tas paņem ļoti daudz enerģijas. Ja mēs to daram organizēti no rīta un pēc tam tikai tā kā pabeidzam savu ēdienu, tas būtu daudz efektīvāk un arī mazāk gan darbinieki ir vajadzīgi, gan arī ātrāks servis, protams, un arī mazāk enerģiju patērē. Šeit es minēju vairākus procesus, ko var gatavot šajā cook and chill sistēmā, kas ir gatavošana vakumā, kas ir sous, kūpināšana, raudzēšana, protams, cepšana un multitimeris, kas ir viens no tādiem interesantiem gatavošanas procesiem, kad mēs varam saplānot savu ēdienkarti, īpaši, ja tā ir bufete vai arī sagatavas, kur mēs plānojam gatavot pirmkārt daudzus ēdienus uzreiz, daudzus sagatavas uzreiz. Ideja ir tāda, ka uzstādot vienu temperatūru, mēs varam ieprogrammēt savu iekārtu, savu krāsni tā, kad sarakstot viņam uzdevumus, pieņemsim, tie ir, ļoti vienkārši piemērs, cepti kartupeļi, pieņemsim, brokastis viesnīcā, cepti kartupeļi, mums ir tomāti, mums ir sēnes, parasti mums ir cīsiņi, bekons un tā tālāk, tad plus mīnus viņus var gatavot vienā temperatūrā, bet dažādos laikos. Un, lai neskrietu katru reizi pie krāsnes un pārliekot to laiku un temperatūru, un atkal man ir jātērē enerģija un savs laiks, lai ietu pie tās krāsnes, un tā tālāk, es varu uzreiz ieprogrammēt ar nosaukumiem ierakstot tos produktus, un tad ielikt viņam katram gatavošanas laiku. Un tad krāsnes dos ziņu par to, ka jāizņem pirmais gatavais produkts, kas gatavojās visu īsāku laiku, tad nākamais un viss, kas būs jādara, ir tikai jāizņem to gatavo produktu katru reizi, kā nopīkst un attiecīgi, tad mums būs daudz efektīvāks darbs un daudz ātrāks. Kā arī abas iekārtas var saslēgt kopā, gan krāsni, gan ātrdzēsētāju, un kad pieņemsim, teiksim, cepetis, ir gatavs cepetis, un viņu vajadzētu vai lazaņu vai sacepums, viņu vajadzētu atdzesēt, vai arī kaut kas gatavot sous, tad krāsnes padod signālu ātrdzēsētājiem, ātrdzēsētājs laicīgi ieslēdz nepieciešamo darbības režīmu, un visu, ko mēs darām, mēs tikai pienākam pie vienas iekārtas un pārliekam attiecīgajā gatavošanas laikā, kad gatavs produkts, pārliekam uz ātrdzēsētāju, kurš jau zina savu produktu un temperatūru un jau ir gatavs to apstrādāt attiecīgi. Kā arī mēs varam dabūt visus nepieciešamus datus no abām iekārtām ar tātad flash ieliekot iekšā un ierakstot datus, mēs varam uzreiz izdrukāt vai arī pēc nepieciešamības izdrukāt gan sanitārai inspekcijai pārbaudei, gan arī darbiniekiem visu informāciju, ko mēs esam veikuši pa pēdējo diennakti vai arī garāku laiku, kādas temperatūras, kādus produktus mēs esam gatavojuši. Attiecīgi tā ir ļoti laba kontrole. Ieprogrammējot vienu reizi to visu, principā pēc tam nevajadzētu terēt daudz laika un visi dati ir caurspīdīgi. Jebkurš var to redzēt un arī veikt statistiku, pieņemsim, jā, ne tikai kontrolēt. Nākamais, par ko es gribētu parunāt, ir ilgtspējīga ēdināšanas uzņēmums principi no zero waste viedokļa, kas ir bezatkritumā darbs, vai arī tuvoties tam, lai būtu minimāli atkritumi, vai varbūt arī vispār viņus gandrīz, tā kā, jā, ka viņi gandrīz nav. Tātad zero waste ir atkritumu šķirošana, ir eļas un dzīvnieku izcelsmju atkritumu tātad pārstrāde vai arī nodošana, ūdens un enerģijas patēriņa kontrole, beziepakojuma pārtikas iepirkumi, ilgtspējīgā plānošana, plasmasas apjoma samazināšana un Zero Waste Challenge nulles pārtikas atkritumu izaicinājums. Tātad izstāstīšu mazliet par katru no viņiem. Sākšu varbūt no apakšas. Tātad, kas ir nulles pārtikas atkritumu izaicinājums? Starptautiskajā pavāru asociācijā World Chefs ir izstrādāta sistēma, kuru daudzi jau lieto pasaulē, un es nedaudz izstāstīšu arī jums, varbūt noderēs darbā. Tātad izveido savas veidlapas, kuru paraugi arī ir starptautiskajā pavara asociācijas mājaslāpā, bet var izveidot sev ērtus, tātad darba lapas, kur mēs piedāvājam darbiniekiem katru reizi, kad ir kādi atgriezumi, fiksēt tos un attiecīgi, nu, piemēram, ļoti vienkārši piemērs, jā, mizojot, es nezinu, apelsīnus vai kaut ko, mēs katru reizi, ja mēs gribam izmest, tad mums ir jāpieraksta tajā tabulā, cik ir svars tam, ko mēs gribam izmest. Vai arī mēs varam pārstrādāt, mēs varam uztaisīt, nezinu, marmelādi vai marinādi vai vēl kaut ko citu, no tā, kas ir mūsu atgriezumi, jā, tātad potenciāli atkritumi, un tad mums nevajadzētu pierakstīt. Un tā sistēma strādā World Chefs jau vairāk nekā 2 gadus. Viņi parādījās, ka tikko, jā, jau 3 gadus, jā, kad tikko sākās Covid. Un pēc statistikas tiešām tie atkritumu daudzumi samazinās, jo cilvēki ir cilvēki un ne visiem patīk pierakstīt, kaut vai tāpēc ļoti vienkārši, bet tas strādā. Un tad arī, protams, aizdomājas gan arī ierindas darbinieks kolektīvā, gan arī, protams, vadība, jā, par to, kā var pārstrādāt tos atgriezumus un attiecīgi arī samazināt savu pašizmaksu un, protams, samazināt izmaksas uz atkritumu izvešanu. Tātad par plasmasas apjoma samazināšanu, vienreizējā lietošanas materiāla. Tātad, nu, protams, gribētos, lai visi aizdomājas par to, ka var neizmantot vienreizējās kastītes vai plēvi, bet izmantot daudzreizējos cietos konteinerus, gan nerusēšu tērauda, gan arī plasmasas, bet cietos, kuri ir tagad ļoti daudz piedāvājumā un līdz ar to arī uzglabāt leduskapjos, uzglabāt tātad produktus nevienreizējā iepakojumā, aicināt piegādātājus aizdomāties par to, cik ļoti daudz viņi atved arī vienreiz lietojamos iepakojamos produktus, runāt ar viņiem par to, ka tātad iepērkot pārtikas produktus vajadzētu izmantot daudzreizējos, pieņemsim kastes vai arī konteinerus un tā tālāk. Uzreiz man radās jautājums, runājot aizvakar ar Albertu, tātad meistarklasē, kā tad viņš to organizē un Attiecīgi mēs par to esam runājuši un tiešām arī ļoti labu ieteikumu esmu saņēmusi. Man bija jautājums, kā tad ir ar marcējumiem? Tātad viņš aicina piegādātājus marcējumus gan derīguma termiņu, gan arī aprakstu un nosaukumu. Tātad līmēt uz tām daudzreizējām kastēm un attiecīgi tad, kad produkts tiek saņemts uzņēmumā, tad tos visus marcējumus ir viegli pārvietot uz jau saviem konteineriem vai savā paškontrolas sistēmā. Attiecīgi to visu var organizēt, par to vajag runāt un domāt. Protams, tas ir garš process un vienā mēnesī un varbūt pat pusgadā tās uzreiz tā nevar notikt, jā, bet ja daudzi uzņēmumi aizdomājās par šo un runā ar saviem piegādātājiem, gan maziem vietējiem, gan arī lielām kompānijām, tad mēs varētu sākt šo procesu un pēc kaut kāda laika tas uzlabosies. Tātad es vēl gribēju pastāstīt atkal, ko mēs varam izmantot iekārtu ziņā, lai samazinātu atkritumus. Un šeit es izdalīju tādas iekārtas, kuras palīdz ar atkritumu smalcinātājs, ko var uzstādīt zem izlietnes un pieslēgt gan ūdeni, gan kanalizāciju. Un tad attiecīgi to pārtikas atkritumu daudzumu, kurš tomēr kuru nevar izmantot vairāk kaut kādos ēdienos, ja, īpaši smalko, mēs varam sasmalcināt un attiecīgi tad nelikt konteinerī. Vai arī atkritumu prese, kas ir kartons un papīrs, ir tāda iekārta, kuru savācot visus kartonu iepakojumus var sapresēt un nodot atkritumu kompānijai uz svara. Un attiecīgi tas arī aizņem daudz mazāk vietas uzņēmumā. Ja jūsu kartons un papīrs ir saprasēts, tad viņš stāv diezgan kompaktā, teiksim, izskatā un neaizņem ļoti daudz vietas, jo lielos uzņēmumos man pašai ir pieredze viesnīcās, kad ja pasūta ļoti daudz preces un ir lieli banketi un daudz apmeklētāju restorānā, attiecīgi veidojās milzīgs apjoms ar kartona kastēm, ko mēs vienkārši sākumā plēsām ar rokām un jā, vienkārši likām tādā restē un pēc tam iegādājāmies to presi un tad attiecīgi mums tas izskatījās daudz akurātāk. Mēs varējām nodot kartonu nevis katru dienu vai katru otro dienu, bet vienreiz nedēļā, dažreiz pat vienreiz 2 nedēļās. Jā, tas ir ieguldījums tajās iekārtās, bet pēc tam tas nes tiešām ne tikai ekonomisko labumu, bet arī ergonomiku un vietas ekonomiju. Tātad, eļas nodošanas konteineri, es domāju, ka jūs visi daudzi ļoti zinat, bet tomēr gribētu to minēt, varbūt kāds to nedara, jā, ka mēs varam noslēgt līgumu ar kompāniju, kur savāc atstrādāto eļu, pieņemsim no fritieriem, un kuri pat nedaudz maksā par to, lai nodot to visu, jo viņi to izmanto degvielas ražošanā, kas ir ļoti jauki. Un ūdens ozonēšanas mašīna man šeit ir minēta, ko es tieši nesen arī uzzināju no somu kolēdze. Tātad tā ir iekārta, kura pieslēdz pie ūdens un caur šo te iekārtiņu, izējot ūdeni, viņš tiek ozonēts, un tad var neizmantot mazgājumu līdzekli, pieņemsim mazgājot virsmas vai arī grīdu, kas ir ļoti ekonomiski. Jā, pirmkārt mēs neiepērkam līdzekļus, otrkārt mēs saudzējam dabu. Tagad pāriesim, jā, šeit es esmu ielikusi atkritumu šķirošanu un komposts. Tātad es zinu, ka mans kolēģis Pēters Pihels stāstīs par komposta mašīnu vairāk, jo viņš izmanto tādu restorānā. Šo te bildē es esmu paņēmusi no Alberta no restorāna Nolas. Gribēju jums parādīt, kā tas izskatās. Tātad visi tie pārtikas atkritumi, kas tomēr savācās un ko vairs nevar pastrādāt, kā pieņemsim kauli, čaumalas, kaut kādi tiešām atgrizumi, kuri varbūt jau mēs uztaisījām no tā jau buljonu un vienalga mums ir kaut kas palicis pāri. Un tā tālāk. Tad šo te visu mēs varam ievietot tādā kompostu mašīnā, kuru var likt, kā jūs redzat, iekštelpās. Jo tie, kas strādā ārpus pilsētas, var izveidot tādu tradicionālo kompostu ārā, bet tie, kuri strādā vecpilsētā vai vienkārši pilsētā, viņiem tādas iespējas nav. Un cik es zinu, ka ir arī ierobežojumi par kompostēšanu, ja tu esi pilsētas robežās, ja pat tev ir kaut kāds pagalms vai kaut kāda vieta, kur ārā tradicionālā metodē to kompostu veidot, tad attiecīgi daudziem tādas iespējas vispār nav. Tāpēc šo te var pielietot. Gribētu minēt to, ka tie atkritumi, kuri ir smalkāki un kuri ātri pārstrādājās šajā mašīnā, tātad ar tiem diezgan maz problēmu, bet ir atkritumi cietāki, kā pieņemsim kauli un čaumalis un tā tālāk, no kuri nepārstrādājās uzreiz, bet kurus tātad izsijā šo te izveidoto kompostu, izsijā un varētu nodot to smalko daļu uzreiz zemniekiem, atrodot sev kādu partneri, kurš gribētu to paņemt, lai audzētu, pieņemsim, dārzeņus, jā, vai pucis vai kaut ko audzēt, vai arī izmantot kūtī. Es zinu, ka to izveidoto kompostu, tātad smalko pārstrādāto, izmanto arī kūtīs, tā kā, lai izveidot tādu slāni dzīvniekiem, kur viņi atrod, tā kā, kur viņi dzīvojās. Un, jā, un tad attiecīgi izsijājot to, kas ir tā cietāka daļa, viņu var atkal likt šajā mašīnā, un tad paņem ilgāku laiku, bet varētu pārstrādāt gandrīz visu pārtikas atkritumu šādi. Es esmu ielikusi ļoti vienkāršu bildi, miskastes ar dažādu krāsu miskastes, tātad konteinerus, uz tādām platformiņām ar ritentiņiem. Tā bilde ir gan mana pieredze. Es gatavojoties šim semināram, kas man likās ļoti svarīgs, es diezgan daudz vācu informāciju. Jūs redzēsiet, man būs daudz visādas interesantas slaidi un tādi, tiešām tādi gandrīz zinātniski, jā. Tātad, bet runājot ar kolēģiem, uztaisot tādu mazu aptauju, kas šķiro atkritumus savā uzņēmumā, ja mēs nerunājam tikai par stikla un plasmasas pudeļu šķirošanu, lai nodotu tālāk, bet par tiešām visu atkritumu šķirošanu, sākot ar darba galdu, kuru mēs novietojam vairākus konteinerus, tur papīrs, plasmasa un pārtikas atkritumi, un tiešām absolūti visu šķirojam, neveidojot samiksēto atkritumu, jā, bet tiešām visu šķirojam. Tad mana pieredze ir tāda, ka es biju iegādājusies viesnīcā šādus te konteinerus uz platformām ar krāsu sistēmu. Es esmu izveidojusi tikai vienu lapu, kuru es pieliku attiecīgi pie ziņojuma dēļa, uztaisīju savam personālam, savai komandai apmācības, stundas laikā, kur uz ekrāna es parādīju viņiem to sistēmu, kā mēs to darīsim, ka, lūk, attiecīgas krāsas šobrīd mums nozīmēs konkrēto atkritumus veidu, jā, pieņemsim tur dzeltenais plasmas un tā tālāk. Respektīvi ļoti maz vārdu, ļoti maz teksta, viss notika ļoti vizuāli, tātad šī tie krāsa priekš visiem šobrīd nozīmē plasmasu uz visiem laikiem. Tātad, ja kāds nezin, vai arī atnāk praktikanti vai jauni darbinieki, viņi iepazīstās ar šo te lapu, un tad katrā cehā, ja tas ir liels uzņēmums, tā ir mana pieredze bijušā, mēs novietojam šādus te konteinerus, lai nebūtu tālu jāiet, jo cilvēks ir diezgan slinks, kā ir, tā ir, kā arī diezgan daudz darba mēdz gadīties, ka vispār nav laika un katrs solis, katra sekunde ir svarīga. Tāpēc tam šefpavāram, tam vadītājiem, tam ierosinātājiem vajadzētu pārdomāt šo sistēmu tā, ka mēs maksimāli atvieglojam kustības, lai cilvēki ātrāk pierod pie tā. Un tad burtiski 2 nedēļu laikā cilvēki kaut kā vēl prasa jautājumus, viņi kaut kā nedaudz pierod, un pēc 2 nedēļām tas paliek pilnīgi par rutīnu, un tad tas vienkārši strādā. Jā, tātad vairāki, tad principā 3 konteineri mums bija uz galda nelieli, kuros mēs sadalījām katru atkritumu, kas veidojās darba procesā, uzreiz šeit pat uz galda, nekur nav jāiet, un tad tā paša ceha vai virtuves stūrī stāv šie konteineri uz riktentiņiem, viņi ir ērti, tāpēc, ka mēs varam pēc tam aizbraukt ar viņiem viegli uz lielo konteineri ārā vai kur tas ir novietots, jā, un tad viss notiek ļoti ātri, ļoti caurspīdīgi, vienkārši saprotami vizuāli. Es jums tiešām iesaku pamēģināt, jo es esmu dzirdējusi, aptaujājot savus kolēģus, daudzus atbildes, kā tas ir sarežģīti. Es pats līdz galam nesaprotu, man liekas, ka neviens mani neklausīs un tā tālāk. Es iesaku nevis katru individuāli vērst uz to savu darbinieku no savas komandas, bet uztaisīt vienu, nezinu, sapulci, apmācības, to var saukt vienalga kā, vai pasēdēšanu ar kafiju, izskaidrot visiem, ka šodien, no šodienas vai no rītdienas mēs to sākam darīt, un sistēma ir lūk šāda. Un vienkārši mēs visi to darīsim, un tad būs rezultāts. Attiecīgi samazinās cenu uz atkritumu izvešanu, attiecīgi samazinās. Un arī, nu jā, tā ir vienkārši tāda kārtība un tāda sistēma, kas ir visu laiku labi. Kad ir uzņēmumā ir sistēma, tad viņš strādā daudz jēgpilnāk, daudz tā kā organizētāk. Tālāk man būs diezgan garš stāsts par energoefektivitāti. Kā es jau teicu, es gribētu koncentrēties uz stāstu par iekārtām, jo es tiešām tajā tagad orientējos un gribētu padalīties. Tātad pirmā sadaļa, šobrīd būs daudz par iekārtām, ir trauku mazgājumās mašīnas. Man tur diezgan daudz ir tāds gudri vārdi sarakstīti, bet es gribētu izstāstīt vienkārši un īsi, jā, un ja kādam pēc tam būs papildus jautājumi, es esmu gatava atbildēt, man šeit ir vaļā tātad čats, jā, un es redzu arī jautājumus, un beigās tad droši prasiet, atbildēšu, vai arī pēc pārējiem kolēģiem es būšu šeit studijā. Tātad, kas attiecās uz trauku mašīnām? Kam varētu pievērst uzmanību konkrēti domājot par efektivitāti, par energoefektivitāti un par ergonomiku? Ir tādas trauku mašīnas, kurām ir redzēt augšā ir kupoliņš, kurš ir piestiprināts pie pašas trauku mašīnas. Tā ir viena vesela iekārta, kura dod iespēju savākt enerģiju. Šeit mēs varam to redzēt. Tātad savākt enerģiju no tā tvaika, no tā siltā tvaika, kas veidojās trauku mašīnā. Tātad pati mašīna iesūc iekšā to siltumu un tvaiku un pārstrādā tātad to enerģiju un paņem mazāk enerģijas, mazāk elektrību, lai strādātu, bet daļēji aizvieto to ar šo te enerģiju, kas veidojās no tvaika. Kā arī mums nav jāpērk papildus ventilācijas kupols, jā, viņš jau ir šeit, un tad attiecīgi tas ir lētāk sākumā pie iepirkuma. Gan mašīna maksā dārgāk nekā parastā, bet nu, finālā mums ir ieguvums, tās enerģijas ieguvums, jā. Un viņa patērē diezgan maz ūdeni, tātad 2 litri uz ciklu. Vispār nav svarīgi, kas ir ražotājs. Plānojot jaunas iekārtas, vajadzētu skatīties, es ļoti iesaku, ne tikai uz cenu, bet jāskatās uz to enerģijas patēriņu un uz to ūdens patēriņu, ja tāds ir šajā gadījumā mašīnai. Tātad, kā arī ir tāda ierīce, viņa ir tāds aksesuārs, teiksim, kā Zero Lime vai kaļca filtrs. Viņš ir pat ne filtrs, bet tāda ierīce, kura pati atkaļco mašīnu. Viņa ir noteikts cikls. Mums nevajadzētu tātad iegādāties vēl papildus ūdens mīkstinātāju, bet viņš gan mīkstina, gan atkaļco ūdeni. Attiecīgi, iekārta strādā daudz ilgāk. Viņa ir ilgāks mušs, viņa ir mazāk jāveic apkope, kas arī maksā naudu, un finālā mēs atkal esam finansiāli ieguvēji. Kā arī šī te mašīna ir ar automātisko pacelšanu, respektīvi cilvēks, operators, trauku mazgātāji, kas pie tā strādā, viņa atkal netērē laiku, netērē liekas kustības, lai pacelt kupolu. Tātad cikls ir beidzies, un mašīna pati ceļās, un attiecīgi paņem to tvaiku, viss notiek automātiski, viss, kas ir jāizdara, jāizņem ārā kasete. Un runājot par trauku mašīnām, kā arī par krāsnīm, gribētu izstāstīt par osmozes filtru. Domāju, ka nosaukums daudziem ir dzirdēts, bet varbūt ne visi zina to darbības principu, kas ir ļoti interesants. Un atkal es, kamēr neesmu strādājusi ar iekārtām, es par to īsti nezināju. Es esmu dzirdējusi, bet nezināju neko daudz, līdz ar to, tā kā mēs to nelietojam un nebijām interesējušies. Tātad filtru var pielikt gan pie krāsnes, gan pie trauku mašīnas. Runāsim tagad par trauku mašīnām. Gan pie glāžu, gan pie kupola mašīnām, gan arī pie tuneļa mašīnām. Ja kādam ir lielāks uzņēmums, šis te filtrs tiek slēgts klāt. Viņš izskatās vienkāršiem vārdiem kā tāds procesors pie datora, ja? Pavisam neliela kastīte, kur tiek novietota blakus, un ūdens no ūdens vada sākumā iziet caur to filtru, noņemot visus liekus, teiksim, visas tās sīkās daļiņas, gan fiziskās, gan arī ķīmiskās. Attiecīgi mēs dabūjam destilētu ūdeni, kura tiek padota trauku mašīnai, tad tiek, protams, pieslēgts mazgājamais un arī skalojamais līdzeklis, kuru vajadzētu, protams, noregulēt tā, lai viņš nav pa daudz un tieši tā kā vajag. Un attiecīgi efekts ir tāds, kad no šīs trauku mašīnas jebkura ražotāja, bet pieslēdzot šo te filtru, nāk gan stīkls, gan arī piedarumi, kas ir tipiski, kas mums ir jāpulē un jātērē daudz laika, jāmeklē praktikanti vai jāliek papildus stundas darbiniekiem, tad mēs šo te vairs nedaram. Un mums ir absolūti tīras, smukas glāzes un piedarumi, ko uzreiz var likt atkal apritē. Ja? Tas, vismaz manā pieredzē, lielās viesnīcās tas ekonomēs ļoti daudz stundu, nevis 1-2 dienā, bet tiešām daudz. Ja lielāks ir uzņēmums, jo vairāk ir, teiksim, banketi vai vienkārši tas ikdienas darbs, jā, vai brokastis varbūt, tad tas tiešām ļoti noderīgs. Tālāk man ir stāsts mazliet par augstumiekārtām un konkrēti par leduskapiem. Šeit mēs domājam ne tikai par efektivitāti, bet arī par ergonomiku un higienu. Tātad arī interesants fakts, tātad vienīgās iekārtas, kuras strādā 24/7, 365 dienas gadā, ir augstumiekārtas un tām mēs tērējam 40% no visas enerģijas, no visas elektrības, ko mēs vispār lietojam virtuvēs, kas ir ļoti interesants fakts. It kā viņam katram marcējumā ir 0,2, 0,1 vai 3 kilovati, jā, un sākumā liekas, ka viņš ir ļoti efektīvs un pavisam nav dārgi, bet ja mēs paskaitam gada griezumā, jā, tad tiešām tie 40% jebkurā uzņēmumā ir uz augstumiekārtām. Līdz ar to tur vajag zināt dažas tādus punkteņus, kas palīdzēs mums izvēlēties šo leduskapi, jā, un varbūt pārdomāt to tilpumu, lai maksimāli viņu izmantot. Katru viņa kvadratcentimetru, jā, un katru viņa to eiro, ko mēs esam iztērējuši uz to enerģiju. Tātad pirmais svarīgais ir tas, kad no 2022. gada vairs nav aktuālā ne 134. gāze, ne arī 400. gāze, un mēs skatāmies tikai un vienīgi uz 290. gāzi, kad mēs izvēlamies savu jaunu leduskapi. Jo tā ir gāze, kura ir dabai draudzīgāka, un tāpēc arī Eiropas regulējumā bija pieņemts lēmums, jā, tie lielie burti un cipari R290, tas ir tas vienīgais, ko vajadzētu, ko ļoti iesaku un pat teiktu, tikai to arī jāpērk, jā. Jo, protams, ka daudziem īpaši varbūt ne Eiropas ražotājiem kaut kas vēl ir palicis atlikumos, un gan jau viņi jums piedāvās super lēti un tā, bet nu, tas nav labi, un arī tas ir aizliegts Eiropas Savienībā. Pirkt un strādāt ar to. Un tad šeit man ir links uz energo kalkulātoru, kuru, ja interesē, varētu paņemt savas konkrētas, savu uzņēmumu augstuma iekārtas un paskaitīt to enerģiju, cik jūs tērējat uz katru vienību un tā tālāk. Jā. Varbūt kādam būs noderīgs, jūs varat tagad norakstīt no ekrāna to zilo linku, kas man tur ir. Tātad, kā arī mēs domājam par ergonomiku, mēs domājam par to, lai izolācija būtu biezāka. Tas nozīmē, ka jo biezāka izolācija, jo apaļāki stūri, jo vieglāk mazgāt, jo tīrāk un jo mazāk arī līdzekļa tiek patērēts uz mazgāšanu, jo ātrāk tas notiek, darbinieks mazāk tērē laiku, un arī mēs mazāk tērējam enerģiju. Tātad, jo plānāks tā izolācija, jo vairāk tā enerģija, tas augstums iet ārā, un tad attiecīgi leduskapis cenšas atkal sevi atdzesēt, un attiecīgi tas energo patēriņš būs vairāk nekā biezākas izolācijas iekārtai, kā arī tad, kad jūs plānojat vai pārplānojat savu uzņēmumu vai vienkārši aiziet pēc tam, tagad pēc lekcijas un paskatieties, kā jums ir, leduskapjiem nav jāstāv blakus siltumiekārtām, jo tuvāk leduskapis stāv siltumiekārtām, jo viņam plānāka izolācija, jūs atkal terēsiet vairāk enerģijas, jo, piemēram, krāsnes stāvot pavisam blakus leduskapim, kas dažreiz, diemžēl, gādās, jā, tad tas leduskapis atdod daudz vairāk enerģijas, lai sevi atdzesētu, un finālā viņš vienkārši salūst. Tad mēs varam parunāt par indukcijas plītēm. Nu, šis gads, man liekas, ir super aktuāli. Pati aktuālāka tēma ir energoefektivitāte visā pasaulē, ne tikai mums Latvijā, bet arī, iesim šaurāk uz Eiropu, jā. Absolūti visi tērē enerģiju daudz vairāk, jo cenas ir kāpušas, tas nav nekāds noslēpums, līdz ar to indukcija, man liekas, ir šogad vispār fokusā. Un nomainot elektrisko īpaša čuguna plīti, tūlīt mēs redzēsim salīdzinājumu, pret indukciju, kas ir liels ieguldījums. Sākumā liekas, čuguna plīts maksā tur, nezinu, līdz 2000, bet indukcija tur 5 reiz vairāk vai 4 reiz vairāk, skatoties kāds ražotājs, bet mēs paskaitam un padomājam, cik ļoti daudz ieguvumu ir no tā, ka viņi nomainīt, tad ir viennozīmīgi skaidrs, un es tūlīt jums parādīšu absolūti praktisko piemēru. Tātad sākam ar parasto. Jā, daudzi zina, bet daudzi nezina, kas ir vispār indukcijas plīts, kāds tad viņai ir tas darbības princips. Tātad viņai apakšā ir zemu stikla, ir stikls, protams, jā, tad viņai ir tāda spole, kur ir tā kā apļveida vai dažreiz arī kantaina spole, kurai veidojās šīs siltums un magnetiskais lauks. No tā arī iet caur stiklu pēc tam tas siltums augšā. Tātad, un tur ir augstā frekvences strāva. Tātad, un tad vēlreiz atkārtošu un vēlreiz atgādināšu tiem, kuri varbūt nav aizdomājušies, kā mēs liekam katliņu uz tās indukcijas virsmas, tad tikai tāda silda, tikko mēs nobīdam nost, tad viņi vairāk nesilda, un tajā brīdī mums ir 0 enerģijas patēriņš. Tas ir super svarīgi, manuprāt. Tātad, jā, šeit ir parādītas tās spoles, apaļās un kantainas, attiecīgi apaļās spoles pārsvarā ir pārvietojamām indukcijām, tām portatīvām mazaņām, kas maksā lētāk, tur ir plusi un mīnusi tai cenai, jo viņas ir mazjaudīgākas, bet viņas ir, lētākas. Bet ir indukcijas ar kantainām spolēm, kurām var likt vairākus katliņus virsū, tās ir stacionārās iekārtas, un mēs saucam to par vienlaidu virsmu, kur mēs varam likt daudzus katliņus, un attiecīgi Atkal ļoti vienkāršiem vārdiem. Uz viena riņca apaļo spoli var likt tikai vienu katlu vai pannu. Uz kantaina veida spoles var likt vairākus katliņus uzreiz. Un ja jums ir daudz pasūtījumi, diezgan liela ēdienkarte, tad, protams, ka tā kantaina veida indukcija, tā vienlaidu indukcija ir daudz efektīvāka, neskatoties uz to, ka viņa ir dārgāka, bet viņa atpelnās daudz ātrāk, jo mazā vietā, mazā kvadratūrā, jā, mēs varam uzreiz likt līdz 16 katliņiem. Tātad šeit man ir mazliet pateikts par to, kādas ir pannas un tātad, kā pareizi izvietot tos katliņus. Tātad, jā, līdz 16 katliņiem, kuri ir 12 cm diametrā, var izvietot uz tās vienlaidu virsmas. Tā ir tā virsma, tā indukcija, kurai ir nevis konkrēti riņci, jā, bet viena tāda vesela virsma. Tikai mēs redzam šeit tajā attēlā, kad rokturīšus vajadzētu likt ārpusē, nevis iekšpusē, jā, lai mums neveidojās tāds aplis no tā, jo pannas vai katli ir arī nerusējušais tērauds, un attiecīgi tas viss ir saistīts, jā, viņu pareizi ir jānovieto. Kādas pannas vai katlus var izmantot? Ogļekļa tēraudu un nerusējuša tēraudu. Pārējie, diemžēl, nederēs, čuguna vai keramikas vai alumīnija nederēs indukcija, jā, tur izvēloties to. Vajag skatīties ļoti vienkārši uz attiecīgām patlām, pannām un katliem, uz tiem traukiem ir zīmīta induction, kas ir tur apakšā man, jā, un katla apakšai jābūt taisnai. Ja viņa ir izliekta, tad neder. Jā, jo tirgu ir ļoti, ļoti dažādi, un daudzi sūta no interneta, un dažādi iegādājās tos traukus, tātad šito vajadzētu skatīties. Un tad attiecīgi tai indukcijas pannai vai katlam viņam ir vairāki slāņi, un attiecīgi tas katrs slānis ir veidots no cita materiāla, tur ir dažādi materiāli, man tur minēti, un attiecīgi tad šis te nodrošina to pareizo darbību. Atkal, jā, katlos un pannās ir jāiegulda nauda, bet pēc tam tas viss atmaksājās īsāk nekā pa 1 gadu, un man beigās būs kalkulators. Tātad, kāpēc indukcijas plīts? Tātad tā ir ļoti ātra, jo viņa uzsilds ļoti ātrā laikā, viņa ir ļoti efektīva, noņem nost katliņu, vairs nav nekādas elektrības patēriņa, jā, uzliec atpakaļ, ļoti droša. Daudz mazāk iespēju piedegt, protams, ja stāv blakus, tad, jā, un skatās un tā, protams, visu, ko var piededzināt, jā, ļoti censties, bet tā ir daudz tīrāka, ļoti tīra un ērta kopšana, vienkārši ar lupatiņu mēs notīram stiklu, mēs neberžam, piemēram, kā gāzes plīti, jā, mēs neizmantojam foliju apkārt, ko daudzi dara gāzes plīts degļiem, un daudz vienkāršāku kopšana, ļoti ātra un ļoti jūtīga. Tātad runājot par jūtīgumu, labas kvalitātes indukcijām var kausēt šokolādi bez ūdens peldes, var gatavot lēnā gatavošanas metodē. Tiešām tie grādi ar termometru mērot, ja mēs salīdzinām čugunu vai elektrisko plīti pret indukciju, jā, tad mēs dabūjam ļoti daudz precīzāku temperatūras rezultātu, runājot par šokolādi, par karameli, par tādām jūtīgām lietām, produktiem, kas prasa precizitāti. Tātad ātrāka ēdiena gatavošana, jā. Ja mēs paņemsim 2 litru ūdeni un ieliksim viņu tātad katliņā līdz 22 cm diametrā, kā mēs runājam, tad mēs varam sareicināt un mums sanāk šāds te rezultāts. Uz čuguna plīts ūdens uzvarās pa 9 minūtēm 50 sekundēm, uz infrasarkanās plīts pa 9 minūtēm, un attiecīgi, kā jūs redzat, gāzes plīts 8 minūtes 46, un uz indukcijas plīts tas pats ūdens, te pašā 2 litru tilpuma katlā, uzvārās pa 4 minūtēm 46 sekundēm, kas ir super ātrs rezultāts, un atkal mēs ekonomējam laiku uz servisu un savu darbinieku laiku. viesu gaidīšanas ilgumu un tā tālāk. Energoefektīvāka plīts. Jā, tad šeit mēs redzam, ka energoefektivitāte indukcija ir 90% salīdzinājumā pret pārējām plītīm, kā mēs redzam to sadalījumu, jā. Tad infrasarkanai un čuguna ir 17% efektivitāte un gāzes plīts ir 60% efektivitāte. Komforts telpā, šis te ir ļoti svarīgs. Tas, kas ir iesaistīts iekārtu iepirkumā un kas ir lēmējs tajā pašā laikā pats strādā virtuvē, kā daudzi šobrīd šefpavāri, kur ir jau atvēruši savus uzņēmumus, kas viņiem pieder, tie zina, kā neviens cits, jā, kad gribētos arī, lai cilvēki nedzībst vasarā pie plīts, lai viņi jūtās komfortabli, lai viņi jūtās, vienkārši jūtās labi, tad arī tas darbs ir efektīvāks un tad viņš nenogurs tik ātri, jā, un tad attiecīgi mēs šeit varam paskatīties atkal to grafiku, kas ir bāzēts uz reāliem mērījumiem, jā, un tā tad attiecīgi čuguna plīts uzkarsta 390 grādos, lai uzvārītu ūdeni. Savukārt indukcija uzkarsta tikai līdz 110 grādiem, lai uzvārītu ūdeni. Attiecīgi daudz mazāk atdot to siltumu gaisā, kas arī ir enerģija, plus mēs jūtamies labi blakus tai plītī. Visprecīzāka kontrole, jā, tā tad dzēsēšana. Čuguna plīts atdziest vidēji 49 minūtēs, protams, pie vidējās istabas temperatūras apkārt, jā, jo karstāk, jo garākā laikā viņa atdziest, savukārt indukcijas plīts atdziest pa 6 minūtēm absolūti augsta, kur var uzlikt roku un ir absolūti vēsa virsma. Nu jā, un pa vidu mums ir gāzes plīts 13 minūtes un infrasarkanā 24. Remonts un apkope, tā ir arī viena no izmaksu sastāvdaļām, un šeit uzreiz mēs varam padomāt arī par to, ok, es samaksāju to cenu par to iekārtu, tad pēc tam es viņu tīru, es viņu kopju, es terēju enerģiju, un tad es viņu kaut kādu vienalga laboju pēc kaut kāda perioda un veicu apkopi. Ja labi veikt apkopi regulāri un uztaisīt grafiku, tad tas remonts būs pēc daudziem gadiem tikai, bet, tā arī ir tāda ļoti viens ar otru saistīta lieta, kā arī veicot šo apkopi, indukcija, tas ir daudz ērtāk, mazāk ir jātīra, mazāk meistars tērē savu laiku uz to visu, ja ir pareiza kopšana, tas notiek ātri un attiecīgi arī mazāk maksā naudu. 3 reiz lētākas izmaksas uz ventilācijas uzstādīšanu, uzkopšanu un apkopi. Jā, tā tiešām ir, jā, īpaši, ja mēs salīdzinām ar gāzes plītīm virtuvē, tad ventilācija nav jābūt tik jaudīgai un viņa atkal arī pati mazāk patērē enerģiju un viņu ir mazāk jāmazgā, jo pēc elektriskā un īpaši pēc gāzes plīts lietošanas ventilācijas kupols ir stipri netīrāks, un tad attiecīgi, jā, tam personālam to ir jādara, kas ir gan mazgājumie līdzekļi, gan viņu laiks, kas maksā naudu. Samazina ēdiena pašizmaksu. Jā, attiecīgi visi šie faktori samazina ēdienu pašizmaksu. Jā, iepriekš minēti, es varbūt neatkārtošos. Un finālā mums ir absolūti ekonomisks pamatojums. Lietošanas ieteikumi. Tātad šeit es gribētu minēt par to, kā ir tomēr jābūt drošības pasākumiem lietojot indukcijas plīti, runājot par cilvēkiem, kas izmanto silts elektrostimulātoru. Tie ir salīdzinoši maz, bet tomēr tie tādi cilvēki ir un par to ir jādomā. Tātad nenovietojot nerosējuša tērauda lāpsteņas vai citus šos te inventāru pie indukcijas plīts, tas ir bīstami, un gatavojot, fritējot kaut ko eļļā uz indukcijas plīts katliņā vajadzētu būt ļoti uzmanīgiem, jo tas ir diezgan arī bīstami, un tur ir uzmanīgi tad attiecīgi tā fritēšana jāveic, kā arī neizmanto alumīnija foliju gatavojot uz indukcijas plīts, jo tur ir metāla daļiņas, jā, kas reaģē uz to magnētisko lauku, kas ir indukcijas plītī. Un šeit es ieliku tādu arī informāciju par to, kā neskatoties uz to, ka tur ir augstās frekvences un ka viņiem indukcija veidojās magnetiskais lauks un tā tālāk, bet tomēr, ja mēs salīdzinām ar to pašu fēnu, jā, kas šeit ir tieši cipari norādīti, tad mēs redzam, ka elektromagnetiskais indukcijas lauks ir vājāks nekā elektrības vadam. Īpaši, ja tas vāds dažreiz nav iztīts, jā, nu kaut kādai portatīvai iekārtai un viņš ir kaut kā tur tā kā salikts kopā, tad elektromagnetiskais lauks šim te vadam būs lielāks nekā indukcija. Nu, un tagad tas interesantākais, tas ir tiešām, man bija ļoti interesanti šo te tabulu veidot, cik ātri var atpelnīt indukcijas plīts izmaksas. Bez nekādām fantāzijām, bez nekādām liekām kaut kādām, nezinu, domām, vienkārši skaitam ciparus. Tātad šeit man ir tabuliņa, viņa ir angliski, jo viņa ir no mana darba, bet, nu, interesanti ir paskatīties to, ka es esmu ielikusi tātad vidējo ēdināšanas uzņēmumu. Tad, kad es šo te tabulu sāku apstrādāt un tā kā skaitīt ar viņa palīdzību, kur ir ieprogrammētas formulas, es padomāju, ok, nu paņemam 50 vietu restorānu, paņemam vidējo darba algu, kas tagad ir tirgu, kuras nav nemaz tik lielas, jā, un gan pavāriem, gan arī trauku mazgātāji, un es esmu ielikusi 4,50 trauku mazgātājas vidējo bruto algu, kas varbūt dažiem ir lielāka, jā, bet nu kaut kā ir jāiziet, attiecīgi šo te tabulu var aizpildīt arī jūsu uzņēmumā ar jūsu parametriem. Un tad, cik stundas strādājam, nu klasiskais darba grafiks mums joprojām laikam tomēr lielāko daļu uzņēmumiem ir 12 stundas dienā, nu, teiksim, tur no 11 līdz 11, tā ir superklasika, jā, mēs, protams, gribam savādāk, bet tā viņš ir šobrīd daudziem, un tad, attiecīgi, 3 dienas strādā, 3 brīvas, vai arī 2 strādā, 2 brīvas, un tā tad, attiecīgi, mēs skatāmies vidējo porciju pārdošanas skaitu dienā, vidējo kasi, liekam savus tos potenciālos parametrus, un man sanāca šī te kalkulācija, kad tie cipariņi tagad ir ļoti tālu, lai nesamilot, es pateikšu tūlīt precīzi, man sanāks ap 7 mēnešiem, tātad mēs varam atpelnīt indukciju, ja mēs tagad gribētu pieņemt lēmumu, vai es pērku indukciju, jā, 4 riņci 5 kW, vidēja cena 7,500 plus mīnus, jā, kaut kuram ražotājiem vai izplatītājiem vairāk mazāk, pret čuguna plīti, arī tie paši 5 kW, 4 riņci, viss tas pats, jā, nu, jā, es ieliku 3,500, bet, nu jā, nu tā proporcija ir tāda, cenas var svarstīties, bet cenu proporcija ir tāda, un attiecīgi tad man sanāk, kad var atpelnīt pa 7, nu varbūt 8 mēnešiem, atkarībā pret to, cik jums ir darba un cik attiecīgi sanāk nākamais slaids, man tur ir redzams. Jā, 6, tūlītās. Jā. 6 pa 6,5 mēnešiem var atpelnīt un payback year, jā, tas ir 0,71, redziet, nepilnais gads. Var atpelnīt šo te indukciju uz 0, un tālāk mēs vienkārši pelnam, nu tā kā iegūstam vairāk nekā mēs būtu strādājuši ar to veco čugunu plīti. Tā ir tā kalkulācija. Un šeit mans zinātniskais pētījums beidzās. Es ceru, ka būs noderīgi. Gan jau daudzi zina, bet es esmu pārliecināta, ka daudzi nezin. Es ļoti iesaku ieklausīties gan tajā sadaļā, kur mēs runājam par to darbinieku plānošanu, par to darbinieku cieņu, par to neredzamo efektivitāti, kas tie nav atkritumi, tā enerģija mēs gan arī neredzam, bet mēs viņu varam skaitīt, bet arī tā neredzama daļa, kur cilvēkus plānojot, cienot un katru dienu jēgpilni strādājot, mēs dabonam rezultātu viennozīmīgi atpakaļ. Un, protams, mana ciparu daļa un mana tā redzamā un taustamā daļa no prezentācijas, kur var vienkārši saskaitot ciparus, saprast, kā var ekonomēt savu naudu. Protams, ka tas viss ir aktuāli tad, kad mums ir uzņēmums, kas strādā daudzus gadus. Ja mēs plānojam atverot uzņēmumu strādāt vairāk nekā 5-7 gadus, šī schēma strādā. Ja mēs plānojam, protams, tikai uz gadu atvērties, nu tad tas ir mazliet savādāk, bet gribētos, lai Latvijā ir uzlabojumi kulinārijā ne tikai garšu ziņā, par ko mēs esam daudz runājuši meistarklāsēs un vakar brīnišķīgajā prezentācijā, bet arī šī efektivitāte, lai būtu aktuāla, tad mums visiem būs labāks rezultāts, būs vairāk ēdināšanas uzņēmumu, būs vairāk smaidošo seju mūsu ēdināšanas sfērā. Es novēlu jums ļoti jauku dienu un arī šo gadu veiksmīgu, lai kulinārija attīstās un nedaudz vairāk iet tajā uzmanības centrā, lai būtu kvalitāte, lai būtu labs servis. Un es zinu, ka nākamais lektors jau ir gatavs. Un tagad mēs aicināsim Pēteru Pihelu no Igaunijas, no restorāna Fotogrāfiska, stāstīt par savu pieredzi ar efektivitāti un ilgtspēju. Paldies! Es vēl mazliet vēlāk parādīšos ar jautājumiem.
Yeah, and last year we got the Michelin Green Star. It was big news after the COVID years, and very, very grateful that the government has invest money in there. Really appreciate that, yeah. And I will let's continue with what is the biggest sustainability challenges facing the world today. So guys, what do you think, what they have it, or how do you feel about it? Let's say there is many issues, of course, the food waste and energy consumption, etc., etc. And but the maybe three biggest ones is the climate change, pollution, and the loss of biodiversity. And that's the small overview what I'm doing for every new staff member. Why we following sustainability mindset, why we have to change, why the restaurant industry have to change and do the new things and change the thing and the mindset. So I will do the small overview for you as well, like what we have the biggest problem, greenhouse gases, of course, and it's like a snowball rolling over everyone. It's the greenhouse gases can't leave from the atmosphere, and it start melting the ice, and it's changing our weather, and that's another big thing, as you know already. The pollution is doesn't have to be. It can be plastic pollution in the sea or air pollution. Also, we have a problem with the land. And another big thing is loss of biodiversity. It's if you look at this small orange, green, yellow tree in that thing, it's the upper part is what was the selection of the different plants like a century ago, and the lower part is 80 years later. So we have the all different the plants. It's the selection now is like so pure, So the thing is, we want to do everything really like a super effective, and that's why we losing a lot of plants in the world. And it's another very simple drawing or the slide to understand why we can't continue like that as we're doing at the moment. So there is a three-way what we're doing at the moment. The darkest one is business as usual. There is we are in a between of the choosing the different ways how to go, but if you continue like that, there is a lot of biodiversity, different animals in the nature, the plants, honeybees, of course, etc., etc. So, if we're gonna rethink or doing the new system, the ecosystems, and changing our mindset, we can continue for the green line, or the other way, it's even better. We're going up, and all the transforming, producing, and consumption systems gonna reproducing himself again. So it's that's the way to go, at least the orange part or the green part, but we have to stop doing business as usual. And another thing is we briefly talk about the greenhouse gases, but maybe that's the easier to understand why we have to change our stop eating the meat. For example, I'm not a vegan. I'm still eating the protein, but what I'm doing, I really want to know where's my protein comes, how it's grown, and why it's growing like that. So, but let me explain of this photo or the picture. If you're going for the shop, there is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 7 parts of the different parts for every production or the product, sorry, what you're putting in a shopping basket. So please, if you're throwing away the food, that is not only the stale bread or the little bit of fish. That's the part, but that's the how to explain that. That's the waste of these 7 things as well, like a packaging, retail, transport, processing, animal feed, and farm. And what does mean? It's like we producing the cereals and the food to feed the animals, not for the people, because the population in the world is like is anyway very high already, but we putting our resources of the land uses like in a feeding the farms and the animals, not for the people. And that's the biggest problem why we have stopped eating the meat. And let's continue. That's another picture, mammals of the herd. You can see like we have like 33% of global humans is like, and how many most of the beef and the other animals like a cattle and the pigs is most of it. But what resources goes for the feed of this part of the world? It should be like other way around. And that's the thing why all this like three big things why we have to do changes: our mindset, our eating habits, and if you don't do that, then we can't continue like that. It's very easy. But if you focusing now what we're doing in Fotografiska, it's yes, for the beginning I have to say that it was super hard for the beginning to start with a sustainable place, because we have nice view, we have nice restaurant, and if you start offering the sustainable food, it was a lot of complaints, and people really didn't understand what we're serving here, why we're doing that. And but after 3 years, it has changed a lot, and I'm really glad about it. So it's now we can really see that the people coming back, they really care what we're doing and how we're doing. And yes, we're not gonna use maybe so much fancy ingredients here, like a foie gras or the crab or another thing, or another nice ingredient. But the simple rule is we're using everything what comes in that house. We're using still good ingredients, good quality ingredients, but yeah, let's try to use everything. So, and then for the beginning, people didn't understand. Okay, you doing the veggie peels ramen, but okay, what are you doing with the veggie then, or and how you're using the veggie? And of course, we're using veggie for the other dish, but anyway, it was so much confusing messages from our side as well, and maybe we didn't go through all the communication parts in that way as well. But let me explain, like maybe 6 biggest thing what we're doing in Fotografiska. Like first is food and raw materials, for example. When we're selecting materials or the ingredients, what is important for us, it's like it's have to be like a biological classification, and I can tell you, like at least 60% of our dishes is made from bio or organic raw materials. And of course, we have to follow the seasonality. It's I know it's almost every chef using the word, but if you're living in a country like in Estonia, you really have to do it. So that's the only way. And let's continue. Also, we following the same thing in our drinks and the bars, bar drinks. If we have like some leftovers and we don't know what to do and how to do, then we give or do incorporation with the bar, and they will do some syrup out of it and using in different drinks. And also the wine list should be like most of it have to be like natural wines or the bio wines. The waste management, it's I saw there was some info about also, but this thing is really basic in 2023. So selecting different waste, it's pretty obvious, I hope, everywhere already, but could be better everywhere. But of course, for example, we tried to fix our broken plates, like techniques called kintsugi. We have Hikari from Japan, lovely Japanese girl who's working with us now. And he brought us many Japanese techniques, and it's actually beautiful story how to bring the plate live again for the new life if there is a small crack away. But if you continue like a waste management, of course there is that point coming later on to composting, but lately we have started scaling our leftovers. We have like a small composter called Paul, and it creates overnight pre-compost. It's completely not ready yet, but it's the good thing because there is in a composter the temperature is 110 degrees and the humidity is 40 degrees, and all the leftovers from the daytime we collecting in there, and in the night when the energy is usually like a little bit better price for nowadays, it's working. But I think there is another good thing is we start it's not good for the compost if you heat the compost, because all the organic things doesn't like to heating it up. And if I'm honest, I think we're gonna change the system soon. We just planning to buy the big plastic how to say, jars, super big, like 300 kilograms, and be collecting all the things in there, all the leftovers, and we just add the bacteria in there, and then it's like it's a much more quality compost what comes out from this way. What else? Shaping attitude, and our main motto in Photographiska is like inspiring more conscious world. That's why if someone wants to do like come over in our place to see what we're doing, how we're doing, we are glad to teach and show the house what we're doing here. I visited earlier this year more than 20 schools in Tallinn and did like a sustainable training for them. It was part of the Tallinn is now the green capital of the Europe 2023, and it was the part of it. But it was great to see how young people think about sustainability, what they think about, how they feel about, etc., etc. So it was really great experience for me as well. And there is still a lot to do, but they have kind of completely different mindset, I would say. And the next big thing is like a compost, and I briefly talked about the compost earlier, but now we have found our garden as well. It's like 25 minutes away from our restaurant, and now we can start using the compost what we have produced in our house. We can bring it over there in our garden, and it's like a super nice circle but really works well. So, and there is our farmer called Alan, and now we can cooperate, and I just send 3 weeks ago the seeds list and what we need for the summertime and all other season as well. And I really look forward this time of the year when we can go together with staff there and show them how the food grows, and of course people can enjoy our garden goods or the garden veggies what comes from there. And I would say one of the most important thing is like we really would like to take care of our staff as well, because everyone knows how hard to find this good stuff at the moment, and the restaurant, working in restaurant is not so popular anymore, unfortunately. I hope it's gonna change, but that's how it is. Once a month we're doing like sustainability training for them, also for the mental health training, to understand how they feel, because after COVID and now the Ukraine war starts, we have to understand that all these kind of things reflecting for the people, and of course we want to be, they have to be happy in a working place and show the care of the customer and have to be happy, but sometimes it's really difficult. And that's why we have decided like once a month we come together, we talk about it, and what is good, what is not, and of course I teach them the different parts of the sustainability as well. So it's our natural thing, and as I mentioned, we have to inspire the other staff members as well, and the other world. So, but let me know if there is any questions. I would like to answer the questions now.
Thank you very much, Peter. It was very interesting, and it's very also nice to see that we got a masterclass 2 days ago from Albert from Finland. Then I did my presentation, and now I saw your presentation and I heard the speech, and it's nice that we are thinking the same way. It means that we are going the very good, the same direction. And my question is, do you know anybody in Tallinn and Estonia who do similar as you? How many restaurants are following? Do they ask, do you share with the other restaurants? You said Tallinn is a green capital. So what do you know about experience of other restaurants, or maybe not even restaurants, but some other companies in Estonia?
Yeah, there is some of the places, but not so many. I would say that the best one, but also following really like sustainable mindset, is called Restaurant Lee. It's they doing good job there, and more, yeah, that's it. I would say it's not much, but I can see that we get more and more questions. Where to start? Why? What is the first steps? And of course, we as we have to help them. I think it's part of the deal to really like cooperate and helping each other. Yeah, but not so many, unfortunately, still after so many years. Okay, we have some questions here as well, or yes. What is the price difference between organic foods and do you have organic? We don't have organic certificate, but we keeping an eye on it. how much we're really using the organic farms, because every fall, like October, we inviting all the farmers in our place and doing like a get-together party to understand what is good, what is what we can do better for the next season. And we don't have any certificate about that, unfortunately. Of course, we should fill the papers and do the application, but at the moment, not yet. Yeah. And price difference. Of course, the prices are high anyway. It doesn't matter is it organic or no. But yeah, we try to reduce the different proteins like a fish and meat, and using the cheap cuts in our menus. It's of course we have so many seats and we are a big place. Sometimes the farmer doesn't offer so many what we need, but that's why we are we try to use the ingredients like a clever way, and using more like veggies. And in the winter time, like it's not so many veggies at the moment as well. And how long you can create new dishes from the beetroot, somewhere is the limit as well. But what to do? That's what we have. What we try to do is like, for example, the beetroot things. We still try to find different techniques over the world. At the moment we using like doing the beetroot escabeche. Earlier we did some Japanese techniques to make some interesting stuff from the ingredients what we have during the winter time. Of course, now every minute the spring is here, and you can start. We can go together the foraging tours with my staff. But yeah, I'm really look forward to summertime when the garden is ready and we can go and pick some stuff from there. That's really like a new thing for us as well, and we look forward for that. Okay, any other questions, guys?
One question. How did you learn from this compost machine? Where did you find it? How it started? Somebody told you about that, or how it started? It's really interesting.
Yeah. We actually before when I start to photographiska, I went to we are good friends of Albert, and they using the same machine in the restaurant, and they give the reference about it. And actually the machine himself is really like a bulletproof. It's nothing difficult. And for the beginning, it's the good start, but as I mentioned, it's the quality of the compost. It's if you're heating the compost so high temperature, as I mentioned, it's like a 110 degrees. It's too much, and you dry out all the organic bacteria from there. Unfortunately, it's and that's why we're planning to change that. But yeah, for the beginning, it's okay. And if someone wants to buy our composter, let me know. we can talk about it. So.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that was super interesting. Thank you very much for your time, for your sharing. And
yeah, pleasure.
Yeah, see you in Riga. We will organize again the discussion in September. This time we plan to make the zero waste and the sustainability discussion in September. So we will be in touch, and also all the people who are watching us, so come in September to Riga Food, and we will speak about that even more and even more detailed. Okay, so the next participant, the next chef is Justinas Kapkevičius from Lithuania. He has a sustainable academy, and he is already with us. Hello, Justinas. Let's start with your presentation.
Hello to everyone. I'm Justinas Kapkovičius, and welcome to Eurovision. So 12 points go to Latvia today. Of course, I'm joking. So first of all, I want to represent today myself and Lithuanian country, and we will talk about sustainability. So I am a chef. At the moment, I'm working freelance, like it's popular to say, and self-employed. And I am a mentor of Food Academy in Lithuania, Sustainable Food Academy in Lithuania. So I'm a mentor up there. So it's a big pleasure to be a part of this project, of this discussion, and sustainability in my life was last 6-7 years like part of my life. So before I start my presentation, first of all, I want to congratulate Estonia, of course, with and Peter with a green star in Michelin, and Latvia as well. I heard a good news, Michelin coming to Latvia as well, so it's gonna be big motivation for tourism, as well a big kick for chefs to improve in all sides in hospitality. Hope one day Lithuania will make a right decision and we go to that side as well. Okay, so we come back on track. So now I want to show my homework presentation, how sustainability came first of all to my life. A little bit about myself, a little bit about what we are doing here last 2.5 years. So we can start with a presentation. So guys, let's go. So first of all, we're moving on the pages which I don't like a lot to talk about myself. So I am Justinas Kapkovičius. Over 17 years I've been working in enjoying work in a professional kitchen. At the moment, I'm working as a self-employed chef, and as well, I'm a blog writer, pavarsdienoraštis.com. The name Pavars came from one visit to Latvia, and Dienoraštis is a diary. And as well, I'm a mentor in Sustainable Food Academy. So I spent working in not so many restaurants. Of course, I visit like 2-3 countries abroad, working abroad. So 10 years I've been working in Lithuanian best restaurants so far. And the rest of the time I spent working abroad in Scandinavia, in Great Britain. Okay. So this page I don't like to mention, but I need to. The culinary achievements, I've been participating in many culinary events. So I started from some competitions in Baltic Culinary Stars. We visit as well Latvian, Estonian guys up there. Some competitions were good enough, some not enough. So silver medal in St. Petersburg. We've been competing in World Culinary Competition Cup in 2014 in Luxembourg. As well, some local events, been winning wine pairing and dessert competition, oyster shelling from during my leadership in the restaurants, always boasted to highest places among Lithuanian restaurants. In 2017, it'd been 9th place, 2018, it'd been 6th place in Lithuania. So from that time, I started my other career, not only as a chef, but as a mentor as well. So we represented in 2019 in San Pellegrino competition in Moscow with my student up there. So yes, so the next page, a long time member of community. So I've been a long time, was a member of association of head chefs and pastry chefs in Lithuanian restaurants. Together with other chefs, I represented Lithuania International Championships, organized professional master courses, participated in the preparation of training programs, legal acts, hygiene rules, and other projects. Yes, can move on. initiator and participant of socially responsible projects. So one of the initiator social initiatives, Healthy Child, Healthy Future, the main goal of which is to familiarize children with the profession of cooks and waiters and the principles of healthy nutrition. So I would like to talk a little bit more about this event. So it was maybe some small breakpoint in my life. So this project started 7-8 years ago. The main idea of the project there was to visit children 5-6 years old in kindergartens and to make a presentation of cooking sessions introducing local fruits, local vegetables in form of games, numbers, lessons, and of course cooking. So happy to tell what after so many years, after 7-8 years, this program is still working. In aftermath, there was a big change in kindergarten food menus as well. And now almost in each kindergarten there stands an open garden with veg, spices. So kids can, from the beginning, can understand the local production up there. Later on, there was I became a chef and promoter of the Sustainable Food Academy. I actively share a practice and tips for sustainable activities as a professional. So, okay, about breakpoint in my life. So I spent 7 years working in Trakai district at Esperanza Resort and Spa. So this is a 5.5-star luxury hotel in Lithuania, one of the famous places to visit. So I spent 7 years up there. 5 years was my probably craziest years in my life as a head chef up there. So I had managing a team of 30 people in my team. We have working at the same time. So we have a big garden, greenhouses up there, some berries, birds. So this is among Lithuanians. This is we had there highest ranking guests. So Nobel Prize laureate Simon Peres, Sheikh of Saudi Arabia, stars of Hollywood, music stars living up there. So there was a lot of high-ranking conference amongst meeting one of them, and large delegations of guests. So long years spent working on the top-rated restaurants made me understand what I'm not only responsible for the dishes, what reach the guest or a good emotion, but also for a lot of other things what before seems to me not very significant in my culinary journey. So this is how in my life appeared some new things. So some of them are mentoring, sustainability, zero waste, farm to table, nose to tail, and a lot of others. Of course, I've been working on this before, but behind this breakpoint, I changed my vision a little bit. So after a couple of burnouts, I started to rethink my journey, my priorities and happiness. What is the happiness in the kitchen for me? What's on the chef mind? Is it mission possible or is it mission impossible? So food waste is the massive environmental and social problem in global food waste. If there was a country, so probably it would be third biggest source of greenhouse emission after United States and China. As a chef, I believe what food is simply too good to waste. That's why I'm not on a mission to create a vision for cooks to say yes to taste, no to waste. So we're working on hacks and recipes to help reduce food waste and save money in the process. 70% of the food waste occurs in the home. It's up to each of us to play a part of this enormous environmental problem. Yeah, so before the rules which I have in my kitchen, in some kitchens I've been working for, so many people asking me what is sustainability for me, you know. So I have not the right answer. It's past years become more of my living of my rules in the kitchen. But it's very, I cannot say in one sense, you know, it's like for some people, sustainability, maybe if I ask my neighbors around me, so for one neighbor, maybe sustainability is just to separate the garbage. You know, probably you have these teletubbies in Latvia, Estonia as well, where you have to separate paper, glasses, and plastic in different things. So for one of my neighbors, maybe he feels sustainable in these things. For second one, he just thinking not throwing the food out to the garbage or the other thing. So there is no the right answer. The right answer is you have to make for yourself. For each other, you have some answers to do. So I have some rules in the kitchen which I try to adopt working in. So there are, I don't know, many rules, but it's difficult to achieve it at the moment after such a hard time in a restaurant business. After the 3 years of COVID, the war started now in the neighborhood of our Baltic countries. So anyway, we need to move forward. The time didn't stand. So there are some rules which I'm trying to make in my kitchen. So first of all, to design a low waste menu. So when creating a menu, ensure you know the byproducts likely waste from each dish. Is there any way this can integrate into the dish, made into the integrated for another one, or maybe for some components? So train your staff. So I like to tell many chefs getting tired of training staff. Yeah, so they want qualified staff, but they try to not to train, to get the better ones. So I say, what's worse than training your staff and to leave it to go to have a staff which are not trained and to work with. So which is the worstest thing to do. So first of all, you need to train your staff. Train your staff on energy, on water saving strategy during onboarding and regular training sessions to ensure these small changes are followed by all, so actions. Second, train to your staff regarding the waste. Train staff every week on how to minimize contamination of waste streams, so only food goes into food waste bin, dry mix recycling into your recycling bin, and so on. Clear visual signs and placing bins in usual locations in keys. The fourth one is to prevent waste. Explore innovative ways to reduce food waste and reduce surplus through preservation methods like fermentation, ensuring you have slick stock management process and training front of house to minimize plate waste. So fifth one, the separate food waste. So separate your food waste from general waste and understand the biggest source: spoilage, preparation, plate waste, brainstorm ways to reduce waste with your team, and reduction targets. Sixth one, separate recycling bins. So this is the easiest one to connect with your waste contractors to understand what waste streams are collected in your areas and carefully separate the recyclable materials for proper disposal. Set reduction targets. You can set realistic reduction targets for these environmental areas once you know your usage. Work with your team to identify ways to boost efficient of data equipment you need to source. And the last one, and I think one of the important things for me as a cook, as a chef, as well to give this for future generations for cooks which I'm working with, to get creative. What wasting food and being what needs to be used up before you go to the grocery store. Think of a meal to make this those items. Check your pantry of the rest of ingredients and add missing pieces in the shopping. So this is my rules, which I'm trying to achieve in my kitchen. Of course, this time is quite hard to do ideal, but I'm trying to do it. So it's plenty restaurants which even don't think about these small things can change whole picture in the map, you know. So okay, we came now to Lithuania. So now I'm gonna talk about the thing which we are working almost 2.5 years here in Lithuania, in this beautiful studio and across our nice country, working in partnership with very nice company Santa Maria, which is the main company who started this project. So I'm only a mentor here, so teaching children. So sustainability in Lithuania. Sustainability is getting more attention in business, in public and media agenda in Lithuania. Foreign business and driving the agenda, sustainability is included in their business plans and goals. So sustainability is still one of the topics what helps to attract media attention in Lithuania. So sustainability for me is a journey not only of myself but of all team members a part of it. So making sure the sustainability is shared among staff puts you on the path of success, of the right path. So in May 2001 there was a little start of a nice project called Sustainable Food Academy. Several years passed and the project has not only gained a momentum, I would say, but as well become a part of my life, and not only of my life, part of other people as well. So the idea and the execution of this project. So online lessons, the idea is online lessons for students of vocation schools, future chefs, pastry chefs, bartenders, hotels and restaurants, manager of other hospitality professionals. The lessons delivered by HoReCa professionals, so my colleague, partner in crime, Ieva Pikžirnytė, Dignaitienė, coffee and taste trainer, expert, and me, Justinas Kapkovičius, chef and food blogger. Masterclass type lessons consist of demonstration of sustainable cooking techniques and recipes, sustainability tips and examples of award-winning restaurant and chefs to follow, questions and answer sessions. The lessons delivered monthly, so we have usually one lesson a month with an advance invitation for the students and last for 2 classroom hours, so it's about from 90 to 2 hours, so from 90 minutes to a couple hours. Video and of the lessons are available online, so you can check the videos online, and after lesson of those are not able to join live, recipes and techniques we give for presented, delivered in for the children of schools after all the lessons. So now maybe we can see the video how our lessons looks like. So this video was made for the children from abroad, for Erasmus children. So we can watch a video. Hello guys, I am Justinas, an executive chef of a couple of restaurants in Vilnius, and this is my lovely, beautiful, how to say, like
charming, I think.
Charming
the word.
Partner in crime, Ieva.
We are organizing Sustainable Food Academy as a part of Santa Maria initiative to raise awareness of food waste, and we're doing that for the professional schools around Lithuania.
My position of sustainability in the kitchen is to show you now how we are using the one maybe ingredient in my menu. For example, we have whole salmon and we will try to use it all. One of my favorite recipes is a beetroot ketchup. I like a lot. from the old bread, you get a brand new dish which you can use like just a simple way to
not waste food.
And for dessert we have
spent espresso brownies. So the coffee grounds that are left from your espresso or from your brewed coffee, we're going to use them in the brownie.
So I just want to talk about success story in Lithuania. There was already when I was making was 15. Now we have almost probably 16 or 17 lessons delivered in Lithuania since launch in May 2001, including visits to Kaunas Klaipėda vocational schools. Around 360 students attended the lessons online during 2022, especially academic lessons delivered for. About 50 students from Lithuania, Italy, Croatia, Greece and Slovakia participate in Erasmus project, Generation of Sustainability, and visiting Lithuania in May. So you've been watching this video before. As well, we've been part of visitors of Taste Vilnius Horeca 2002 exhibitions. We have such a... So the first year was quite difficult to run on. The second year we started to invite the chefs, best chefs of Lithuania to participate with this program. So the best chefs of Lithuania, like Ignas Damanskas, the winner of Lithuanian Best Chef last years. Of course, Yaroslav, president of Lithuania, and a lot of other ones was joining me and Yeva in our classes to show masterclass, small masterclass, how to achieve the progress in the kitchen, saving the food. So I've been as well been asked to make a lot of events for the companies in Lithuania regarding the sustainability. So it's quite interesting way in this project as well. Academy covered mentioned key in Lithuania media channels as a result of implemented media relationships. So there are plenty news you can find on blogs, on internet pages about our classes. Regarding the classes, so later on we will jump on the cooking class, so I'll show you a little bit what we are moving on in our classes. But the main idea of the class is to show to the school children how we can solve problems in a restaurant, how to achieve the progress in saving our products, how to create a menu from the leftovers and do not waste to throw out to the garbage, you know. So the main idea of our classes is not to give like a lot of information about the problems which occur in the world. So we do this, but this is not the main idea. It's like 10% of our lessons is just to give some tips and explain how it works. The rest of 90 we're going through the cooking, we're going through the show, just to show how we can use leftovers of a bread. It's not only like my babushka used to make, you know, grain bread and use like for like a panko, you know, to make breadcrumbs, you know, but we can give a bread another chance, old bread, to give another life, you know, and we can manipulate between the products, you know, just to think a little bit, and we can make a nice dish which worth to go to the restaurant, maybe menu, maybe no, we can like do a lot of things. So there are a lot of things moving on. So, and you can find us on Facebook, our Sustainable Food Academy. You can find on Facebook. It's at the moment it's in Lithuania. So our big deal now to make it go through there, maybe to come to Latvia, maybe later on to Estonia, Poland, and so on, to make it work better and better, you know. So I hope this will go very well and very soon, maybe already from next year. So I'm waiting for it. So and my presentation goes to the end. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy presentation. So the next step, it's gonna be now a little bit of cooking. So I have prepared some things to show you up there. So I don't know, maybe a couple minutes, just I move out the computer and we can go for cooking. So we can move on. So now I will show you a little bit. Of course, we have not so much time, and this is not a master class. If you want some master classes, we can cooperate maybe together. We can go further. So I will show what we usually do in our lessons, you know. So the best thing, like there are a lot of things in the kitchen going on. So the main thing for us is to show for the kids, for the young cooks, for the young chefs, how we can manipulate the products and to move on, creating maybe from one product many dishes in the menu, maybe different dishes. So we have not so many products here, but I will try to do like couple dishes. So today I decided to choose a salmon somehow. You can choose another fish. So what we did today, so I broke down the whole salmon. So we will make 2-3 dishes now. I will explain you a little bit. So fish is fish, chicken, and all other products is you can make a lot of dishes of. You know, you can. Of course, it's not very nice to have two same things, like to grill salmon maybe or to grill chickens in the menu. But we can try to a little bit thinking to change the dishes. Yeah. So what I did today, so I broke down the whole salmon, and I have one of them. So first of all, you get the bones from the salmon. So the idea for me was to make a stock. Yeah. So all bones of salmon can go to the stock. So the stock is easiest thing to do. What I do, my recipe is very easy to give bones a little bit to brown down in the oven, like 10 to 15 minutes and high 200 degrees. You get brown bones. You put to the pan. We add some acidity. So as the acidity, I add some apple, which I've been gonna be using in my other recipes later on as well. Bay leaves, salt and pepper I didn't put on. So if it's apple is not acidic enough, you can add a little bit of wine, white wine, and all other spices. So you need to cook just 40 minutes for your fish stock. So for one fish bone, you need about 2 liters of water. I think it's more than enough. So I have a nice stock, fish fumet, and we're going on the cold dish. So what I prepared from piece of salmon here is one of my favorite techniques to do, is like salmon miku. So it's 2 techniques. So first of all, I salted cured salmon for a couple hours in salt, and I used salt, 50 grams of salt for this piece, 50 grams of salt, sugar as well. I used the dill ends, which usually goes to which we are not very using of. So I used for marinating my salmon, and if you can add a little bit of alcohol, I don't know, we can go with gin, we can go with some other products. So 2 hours, I marinate my salmon, I washed under water, and later on I just sauce white for 40 minutes, 40 degrees temperature, belonging of a piece of your salmon. Maybe if it's gonna be a fatter one, you can need a little bit more time. So this is a 40 minutes. So we get like nice texture salmon. So we're gonna use for our starter. Yeah. So later on, as well, we've been using in our starter the dill, beetroots, celery. So I don't know, about a lot of restaurants talking about seasonal products. I usually don't like to talk about it because our country is not the country which you can try, but it's not always possible to get your guest be satisfied by only seasonal products. So I never lie to my guests. We not always try to be seasonal. We're using some seasonal ingredients. So, but if guests want some special products, so we are always using and the other one. So for me, this is not the key. We're using seasonal products, but we're using all other ones because nowadays, at this time, it's not, as I see in our country, is not working only on seasonal products. Can be working, but not so much. So for this recipe, I already prepared some things here. It takes some time in a restaurant. It's not happening like you can make a egg Benedict or some omelette, you know, but if you want to make a nice dish, it needs some patience and time. So we're using cucumber, dill, beetroots, which I cook in the oven with whole beetroots and celery. So what we've done here, so we have cooked, I just showing you raw celery. So we make, first of all, beetroot ketchup. So beetroot ketchup, I used cooked beetroots, 50% of beetroot, 50% of roasted celery in the oven. We cooked celery and beetroots to 82 degrees. So if you don't know if it's ready, just need to stick the thermometer inside, 82 degrees. You take off, cover with foil, keep a little bit, and it's gonna be more than enough. So we make a beetroot ketchup. You need as well some acidity. So I was using apple vinegar up here, a little bit honey, a little bit salt, pepper. That's all. Just using Thermomix. We grain everything. Finita la commedia. Later on, so we're going to use. So from the beetroots, I'm gonna use for my main course. But the leftovers of these beetroots I was using for the beetroot ketchup. So I just slice some beetroots for my main course. The leftovers goes to beetroot ketchup. Yeah, so we have some things. Okay, we have now what I've done, compressed cucumber. So easy thing to do, probably everybody do is at their job, like you can do with watery vegetables, watery fruits like melon, like watermelon, cucumber is one of them. So I add some spices. I added cumin, I added salt and pepper, just slice in the cubes and vacuum press, yeah, take vacuum out. And we have the peelings of the cucumber and all the rest things I used in how it's called in English, buttermilk. We have a buttermilk, so what I did with it, I just put it on just strain the water out, and we have only the rest of parts. So water goes out. We're using for the other dishes there, and I blend with cucumber to get more flavor of cucumber to this dish. So all leftovers from cucumber goes here. We put from the strainer, and we have one more. Yeah. So with dill, we make. I use in my dishes some acidity. So all dishes probably need some acidity. So we will make some sauce. I've been using emulsion, not a sauce, an emulsion. So we use dill. I use sugar, oil, and apple vinegar. So 1, and dill to taste. And we have an emulsion of this part. So maybe we can go with a first dish up there. Yeah, so you see the salmon is pretty nice. Like I said, it's one of my favorite things to cook and to eat. So now we just can prepare the dish. The only thing I didn't mention in this dish, so between these components, I have some, like I've been talking before, about the bread. So bread is such a thing which, if you're working in not a restaurant, maybe in a hotel, so the thing which leftovers are very high, you know, because you must to place the bread for the crowd, and you don't know how much bread people are gonna to eat this day. If you don't have lunch, you cannot use, so there are plenty bread left. So we have plenty recipes how to use the bread. One of the simplest things, I just using it in this my dish. So I have breadcrumbs of black bread, Lithuanian rye bread. What I did, I want to give some flavor to it. So what we do, we're gonna smoke it a little bit to give smoky flavor to the bread. So there are many variations how you can do. You can smoke with a high. So I'm not going to do at the moment. Maybe next masterclass I can show. I just show you how to do with a smoking gun. So what we need to do, the thing which you want to infuse the flavor, you need some milk products. Milk products getting like very absorbing the smokiness very good. So I added I don't know, 15 grams of butter here. So just make some crumble. We cover with foil, with cling film. And we smoke a little bit. You can add smoke as much as you want. You want a stronger flavor, you can add more smoke. So the only thing this works like for the smokiness in the bread can keep a couple days, not more, because it goes out anyway, you know. So you need to repeat this action anymore. So you can keep for half an hour, and you just take out, and you have smoky bread. Smoky crumble. Okay, so now we can move on with our beetroot ketchup. So we have buttermilk. Yeah, we can add some crumble. Compressed cucumber. And to give some acidity, we have sauce. You need some decoration, so just use the dill. Yeah, so our first dish comes out. Okay, so let's go to the second one. So the second one, like the second and the third one, the base is the same. So we have now a stock, fish stock, which I've been using. You can make either a soup or to use for other technique is to cook a fish in a stock, you know. So what we're gonna do? So we have a nice piece of salmon. I just need our stock very hot. For the main dish, I've been using the apple which I was cooking in a fish stock. You know, it gets like a little bit flavor of a fish stock as well. I was using celery. So what we did, like I said before, I cooked the celery in an oven. And what we done? So we done roasted celery and apple puree. So we have a nice puree here. And as well, we've been using the same products during all of those dishes, yeah. So from the celery as well, I made crisps, you know. It's very popular to have on all dishes some crunchy things, you know, like first dish we have is bread crumble. So here I made a celery So just using the macroplane of Japanese slicer, we make such a here. And what we did, we use a little bit salt. I've been using as well the salt and sugar, which I used from the salmon, which I was marinating before. So I add some salt and sugar mixture here and just keep a little bit to take the water out from the celery. And later on, we just dry it and cook in oil. We cook in oil just to fry it, to make it crispy. And later on, you can either or just put some salt, or you can just add some acidity to it. So I just add at the moment some salt here. You can make some acidity. Okay, the other thing we need as well some oil for this dish. So we make from the celery root ends and overs. What we did, burnt oil. So how I did it, just I put it into the oven, very high temperature, like 200 degrees, and I just burnt it, you know, till it's crisp, burnt. And we make infused oil, so I need some leek. I was using some onion, just fry a little bit, add some acidity, maybe some white vinegar or white wine. Probably it's better white wine to use, just to get some flavor, and later on to add some oil to blend everything, pass through a sieve, and to add some blended burnt celery ends of also, you know. So we make a very intense oil, smoky oil. So Maybe we'll not need a wall piece, so. So what we're gonna do, just to cook the salmon, yeah? So how we're gonna to do, it's, I don't know, my technique, it's nobody using, I don't know, in the restaurants probably, I haven't seen it. So I just place the fish into the bowl, better to have like metal one, because you can keep heat more up. And we have already boiling our stock. So heat a little bit. So our stock is boiling. So what we're gonna to do is just to place stock on our salmon, just to cover it. And we put a tin foil up there. And what we need to do is just to wait around 7 to 8 minutes, and our salmon gonna be ready. The problem with this technique is the fish cannot stand for a longer time, because if it's standing for a longer time, it's like game over gonna be for there. It just fell apart. So 7 to 8 minutes you need to work on a fish. Salmon maybe takes a little bit longer if you have white fish like cod, if you have like, I don't know, other kind of fish, so maybe take less time to do it. Yeah, so we have a puree of apple and celery. We need some. Beetroots. Okay, so a couple minutes more and we can go with the second dish up here. What you can do with beetroot, it's up to you. You know, you can. It's already roasted, so it has a lot of intense of beetroot flavor, like ground flavor, which I like a lot. So you can either use marinated just to give a marinated piece of beetroot in some, I don't know, interesting vinegar which you make. You can heat it up. You can give it just a room temperature. You can cook in an oven. You can cook on a pan. So I don't know. We can just fry it. We can give room temperature. So basically, we can. It's up to you. It's not like the question how we execute it. Just the question how we use the beetroot. You know, in many dishes how it works. You know. So it's still some time. Okay, so the third dish, it's as well how we can use the stock. So we basically, the thing is we have stock using in our main dish and stock using for the second dish. So we can make a soup. The soup, it's very easy. If you have a good stock, it's quite easy to make a soup, you know. So plenty versions how to do it. You can use a little bit of celery. You can add some potatoes. You can make a mixed like grounded soup, you know, or you can just use this stock to add some flavor, add some salt, add some flavor to give the fishiness out. So it's up to you as well. And we have a lot of plenty components, like we have salmon miku, which we actually here we have salmon, which we can use for the soup just to So there are a couple ideas how to do it. So if you want to be just a restaurant way, so you can present your soup, just add some components which we have here on our soup. We can use the salmon, and we just can handle our stock if it's a nice stock in the other container, just to pour out on the other jug, just to pour out in between of guests. If you want to make some not so nice, not so restaurant soup, so you just can make in a bowl with all the components, maybe sliced celery roots, maybe beetroots will not go so far very well in this dish. So yeah, so the soup is going like this, and our salmon. Yeah, so our salmon is almost ready. Maybe you will need like 1 more minute to do it. So we have a strainer, just a little bit paper under to drain it. Nice puree. The thing is, the salmon and all the rest of the fish must to go with a skin on. If you have no skin on, so it's problematic to take out from the pan. Okay, so we add some beetroots. Yes, and we have our second dish, so as well from the salmon. So probably this is the end about my cooking today, you know. So I hope you understand the idea of our lessons and our way to sustainability. So it's just not about all the rules what you need to move on, but our idea is like to keep the young guys to think about our future, about our work in the kitchen, you know, how you can move forward, you know. So I don't know what to say. Maybe Svetlana have some questions for me, so I'm more than welcome to answer. If not, so I'm very happy to be a part of this project, and that's all.
Thank you very much, Justinas. That was great. Thank you. You were so prepared. It was really interesting to hear and to see you. So my question is the same as for Peter. What do you think about other restaurants in Lithuania? How many people are following? How many people or restaurants are dividing the waste and maybe they come for consultation to you, not the students, but the adult ones? What do you know about that?
It's a good question, you know. So many of Lithuanian restaurants are like so for me, the most important thing is do not lie to your customer, you know. So if I lie to my customer, in the end of the day, I lie to myself. So this thing I don't like to do. Not my opinion is not following all the other restaurants, you know. So the sustainability is still a big word in Google, you know, in Lithuania. So many restaurants trying to achieve more guests using the word sustainability, zero waste, farm to table, and all these big words, you know. But in the end of the day, if I go to a restaurant who says we're growing our own vegetables, and I see a vegetable truck coming from our neighborhood country, you know, or if I try a meat and I know this meat before because I was using this meat in my restaurants before, you know, so I know the where you order it, you know. So it's not a big country like United States or like, I don't know, some other countries. So it's very easy. So many restaurants manipulate with these words, you know. Of course, at the moment, I wouldn't say there is any restaurant which following all the rules of sustainability. Maybe some small places in Lithuania. I would say I know maybe one before the COVID quarantine. There was a sweet root restaurant, very nice restaurant. After quarantine, it didn't survive, didn't came back. Hopefully, I will see the guys working back. So honestly, there was only one restaurant, in my opinion, who've been working by all the rules, seeking the guests with their vision, you know. So they have a vision. All the other restaurants, I wouldn't say it's going very well in this side. So
any help from the government if somebody wants to follow the rules? Is there any consultation, any program, getting information for education?
Maybe there are, but I didn't know about any, you know. So government have a lot of, probably all governments now have a lot of problems from their side. In Lithuania, we have a lot of as well funny things going on. So I'm a very bad politician. I'm better in cooking, you know. So in my opinion, there are too less things moving on those from those sides, you know. And I hope sooner or later we will go forward, you know, as well, like with Michelin Guide, you know, which nobody thinks about it, with sustainability. At least I'm very happy, you know. I've been working with many students from all other countries like Spain, Greece, Croatia. I've been in Scandinavia. So I wouldn't say like Baltic countries are in the end of the queue, you know. I believe we are in the first 10 countries in these questions, you know. If many people talking about Denmark, it's like plenty sustainable restaurants and so on. So I talked with Ignas. He been working, making a presentation with me. So he living there for 5-6 years, working in best world restaurants up there in like top 10, you know. So like he said, it's not like this, you know. You can go through Denmark, you can go from the center, and you can see a lot of garbage, a lot of food waste just in the streets. You can see bicycles in the river. You can see plenty as well. So there are some restaurants which follow the rules and some no. But I don't think our countries is like in the end of this line, you know. So that's what I'm happy on.
Okay, so that means that we have a big work to do, and we can cooperate all 3 countries together and create such a consulting maybe, and that's a big room for improvement for us also, right? We are learning, and that's a process. Yeah, so thank you very much for your time, for all the information you gave. And we will organize in September the Day of Sustainability for the practical stories. It will be on the 7th of September on Riga Food Exhibition. So welcome. And we can continue the discussion with the practical examples for people who would like to join the system and who would like to learn about the sustainability more and more. Thank you, Justinas. So,
yes, thank you very much. Sorry for my broken English, but I hope I'll not getting better for the next time, and hope to see you soon in Riga. Yes, it's a lovely city.
Thank you. Paldies visiem skatītājiem. Manuprāt, šodien sanāca ļoti interesanti, ļoti daudz informācijas. Man pašai bija ļoti vērtīgi to visu redzēt un dzirdēt. Tiekamies nākamajā. Tagad tuvākais pasākums, kas mums ir 26. restorāna servisa skolā, būs praktiskā meistarklase ar Īslandes kolēģiem. Un tad pēc tam vēl ir atlikuši 2 webināri 28. datumā par rezervācijas sistēmām, un tad pēc tam Jānis Jenzis ar finanšu plānošanu māja sākumā. Tiekamies, klausieties, skatieties mūs un ejam kopā uz to labu nākotni, uz to. Yes, please, ask your question. Lūdzu, pastāstiet vairāk, kā organizēt darbu efektīvi mazā uzņēmumā. Nu, es šodien no rīta esmu stāstījusi ļoti daudzas lietas par to. Mazā uzņēmumā laikam koncentrējamies uz šo, jā. Pirmkārt, es uzskatu, ka galvenais un pirmais, kas ir jāizdara, ir pašam jāizglītojas, jāsaprot, ko tad mēs gribam izdarīt, jāsaraksta plānu, kas ir gan jau jūs gribat šķirot atkritumus, un gan jau jūs gribat efektīvi strādāt virtuvē un arī ar viesiem. Līdz ar to šeit ir vairāki punkti, sākot ar to, ka jums ir jāsastāda to plānu, kā šķirot atkritumus, vai jūs gribat vienkārši iegādāties vairākus konteinerus, uztaisīt to krāsu vai kaut kādu marcējumu sistēmu, plānu un saviem darbiniekiem to visu prezentēt, lai viņi saprot, kā tas notiek. Varbūt ir vērts kādu piesaistīt, kurš jau to dara un lai parāda praktiski vienkāršiem vārdiem izstāstot un vienkārši parādot, kā tas ir, jo tas nav sarežģīti, tur vienkārši ir jātic un jāiet uz to. Kā es jau arī teicu, un arī Alberts no Nolas mums stāstīja 2 dienas atpakaļ, ka parasti ap 2 nedēļām tas ir kaut kas jauns un nezināms, un tad pēc tam, pēc aptuveni 2 nedēļām tas ieiet mūsu ikdienā un paliek par rutīnu. Kas attiecās uz energoefektivitāti, nu tur laikam vajadzētu pārdomāt un saprast, ko jūs varat ielikt savā budžetā un ko jūs varat iegādāties, kādas jaunākas, efektīvākas iekārtas, lai samazinātu enerģiju. Tāpat runājot par to pašu indukciju vai arī kaut ko citu. Tur ir jāskatās, kas jums jau ir un kā var no tā visa, kas jums ir efektīvi saņemt rezultātu. Nu, tur ir jāskatās tiešām individuāli. Nu, un tāda es domāju, ka ir jākomunicē ar pārējiem, kas to dara. Mēs šeit jums iedavām 3 brīnišķīgus cilvēkus tikai šodien, bet ir arī citi, teiksim, tie entusiasti, tie pionieri, kas jau to dara. Es domāju, ka ir vērts griezties pēc konsultācijas un tad attiecīgi arī plānot savu darbu. Tas ir tā īsumā atbildot uz jautājumu. Tā, nu cik es saprotu, ka mums tie jautājumi tā kā pagaidām viss. Jūs varat droši rakstīt jautājumus arī pēc tam. Ja interesē kaut kas konkrēts, droši rakstiet man vai organizētājiem no Lija. Mēs esam ielikuši šo te visu video arī Pavāra kluba Facebookā. Un, ja rodās jautājumi, var atrast mūsu mājaslapā kontaktus un dodiet ziņu. Protams, ka ne es, ne arī jebkurš no kolēģiem nezinu visu, bet mēs cenšamies izglītoties arī paši un meklēt to informāciju un tad kopā augt. Šeit ir vēl viens jautājums angliski, tātad ļoti garš. I hear you all talking about energy saving and waste management in your restaurants and how you try to use all the ingredients tending to a zero waste and also to improve in your recycling, composting techniques. And you sell this idea to your customer. As far as I understand in Latvia, at least there isn't an easy way to recycle. Compost your organic waste. If you live in the city, there is no separation of food waste as its own. So even you as restaurants try to use 100% of the food, you also will have some waste and some of will be mixed with a general disposed garbage. According to United Nations Environment Program study for 2021, more than 60% of waste come from household and around 30% comes from the restaurant and other services. Would it be possible for you as a government agency to push forward the full implementation of the direction which depends the separation of household waste and those don't. Tātad, jā, es nezinu, kā man atbildēt latviski vai angliski. Let's talk English, because if the question is in English, so probably I have to answer English, right? So, Edgars and the others, that's a question, as I understand, mostly for Leah, because you're right, that is a government agency, yeah. So, definitely Leah will answer you later, because now that's not a person here on the stage from Leah, but I think that that's our common task to push and to improve. And I think by my example, I am sure, no, I am not think, I am sure that everybody who thinks like that and who would like to go this way have to do something by himself. It's a common task. It's not only the government who is giving us everything ready, or that's not a single chef who is doing that and that's it. That's a common way, because sustainability, at least in our region, is just started. It's not 100 years example, or not 100 years history. We have to do and improve step by step, and then we will have some improvement. We will not be perfect, and we are not perfect now at all. But just doing something every day, we can, cooperate with the government and do something. My way and my answer is we have to do everybody together. That's it. But Leah definitely will answer your question after personally. Thank you very much. Tātad, paldies skatītājiem. Es saprotu, ka mums jautājumu vairāk nav. Jā, bija ļoti interesanti, super pavadīts laiks, un mēs esam redz gandrīz jau 12. Pusdienas ir tuvu, un tiekamies tātad meistarklāsēs un webināros. Lielisku dienu visiem!